What's going on, everybody?
Hello, hello.
It's Dean and Brady here coming at you guys on Pacific Sports Talk Radio. Today we're going to be doing some March Madness and eventually get a guest in, talk some bracket, and give you guys our picks, and then go around the league. Dean, how you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Not bad for a Monday. How about you?
Doing all right, man.
Nice.
All right, so let me switch over. Let's just start with the bracket. Are you down?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. I'm going to switch over to our alternate view, and let's get the bracket going. Okay, so we got top left Gonzaga against either is it Appalachian State or
That's Appalachian State and Norfolk.
all right, we're not going to put any thought here. Quickly going to select the Bulldogs, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And then down at the next matchup, Oklahoma, Missouri.
I'm very curious. Who do you have here?
Dude, I could go either way, but I think I'm going to take the 8 seed in Oklahoma here.
Ooh.
What were your thoughts on that matchup?
I kind of like Missouri, but I do have a little bit of SEC bias. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Big 12, but I have seen Missouri play a couple times this year. They're pretty solid for a 9 seed. Oklahoma has beaten some big teams, though.
Let's go with your pick here and take Missouri.
Okay.
Creighton UCSB is probably one of the more interesting matchups on this Western side.
I love this matchup.
I do too.
Smelling a 12-5 upset, are we, to start?
I believe we are. We'll be pounding the Gauchos here against Creighton.
Go Gauchos.
No bias here.
No bias at all.
So we'll be taking.
We are not affiliated with the school.
No, we are not. Virginia, Ohio.
I like Virginia.
I like Virginia a lot too. For some reason.
Why am I sensing a butt coming on?
No, I'm just saying, like, I feel like you can't mess up with Virginia, but there will be a 4 seed to go down.
Yeah.
You know?
Every year it happens. This year, we're going to go through it, but I had trouble this year because, I don't know, it's been such a year of limited practice, and I don't know, I like the higher seeds a lot, it's a little sketchy. But, so, what do you think? Are you taking Ohio or Virginia?
I'm thinking Virginia here.
Okay, I concur.
Oh, nice vocabulary there, buddy.
Sorry, I had to word drop.
I was just trying to see. Do you know the command to zoom in on your computer?
No, I do not.
Oh man, I'm such a boomer right now. I was checking out stream and I was like, maybe. Okay, here. I'm gonna zoom in a few times. View. Zoom in. Oh, it's Command Plus. All right.
Oh.
My apologies.
Learn something new every day.
All right, so this is going to give a better view of the stream for the stream.
Cool.
So we'll take Virginia, USC, Wichita.
Oh, you're just not going to give Drake a shot in hell?
Oh, you're right.
I took USC here. I don't trust the Pac-12 at all, especially in a year like this year.
Yeah.
But I like USC. USC has gotten a lot of talent the last couple of years. They've had some high draft picks, and I don't know. I would run with USC. What do you think? What's your take?
You know what? I like USC here as well. I got a chance to see them play a couple times against the former school, Arizona State. Unfortunate season for the Devils, but
gotta rep the Sun Devils, man.
Yeah, you do, man. I think USC wins. I think it's all right. So you're right. I'm counting out Drake, and they could totally beat Wichita. But for some, like, I feel like there's just like 5% chance, like this, like, alternate reality where Wichita makes it, upsets USC, and plays Kansas for a big game. And I think in that case, and I think Wichita actually upset Kansas a couple years
they
ago.
did. No, they did. It's a interstate rival, right?
Yeah.
In basketball.
Yes, basketball wise, that's the interstate rival because Kansas State is
no,
football.
The Kansas State's not that great.
Um,
I agree with you there. So do you want to take Wichita State there?
You know what? I kind of like Wichita State. But the thing is, we'll have to wait and see, right? Because you don't...
Yeah. I think they'll beat Drake. I was kind of joking there.
Okay.
Wichita State, has a long history of making it in and causing a lot of disruption as a lower seed.
I think I want to go. I want to go with. I want to go with Wichita here, and this can be one of our picks that we talk with Riley.
Okay, so we'll talk. Okay, this is our first one that we're going to debate about.
Okay, so it's Wichita and
Wichita. We're assuming Wichita beats Drake. Sorry, Drake, if there's any Drake fans listening. Not the rapper, of course.
Yeah, we don't affiliate with the rapper. Aubrey, sorry, Aubrey. All right, so I'll leave that one blank.
Wichita, USC. Okay,
Kansas,
we'll come back.
Kansas.
KU's not the Eastern Washington.
I don't see a world where Kansas loses to Washington. All right, so down here we got Oregon VCU.
I'm gonna take VCU.
You're gonna take VCU.
I like the Rams.
Yeah.
You got Oregon?
They're a tougher conference, right?
I don't know about that. It's not the Power Five, but VCU every single year is really tough.
I think I'm gonna go Oregon there.
All right, that's another one. All right, Oregon VCU.
Yeah.
Our guest later on it might prove me wrong or prove me right, but our guest later on he's a University of Arizona alum, and so he knows a lot more about the Pac-12 than I do.
And I'm an ASU student, but I could really, care less this year. So
they had a tough year.
We did have a tough year. All right, so moving along here, Iowa Grand Canyon.
Iowa's really good.
Another Arizona school in the running here, but
Grand Canyon! Wow.
Iowa is supposed to be like a Final Four contestant.
Iowa's really good. Iowa's really, really good.
Yeah,
Hawkeyes.
I hear a lot about them.
I do too.
Michigan, they are injured.
Oh, so we agreed on Iowa, right?
Yeah, we got
to tell everyone.
We take. I'm picking them on stream here so they can see.
Oh, okay, cool.
But yeah, you're right.
Michigan.
I'll tell you.
Versus Texas Southern, or what's MSM? I know Texas Southern is TXSO. I think it's Texas Southern.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I don't even know.
Whatever. We're not gonna. We'll take a 16-1.
We'll move along here.
So
LSU Saint Bonaventure.
Oh, that Bonaventure. They have the dog as their mascot, right? The Saint Bernard.
Yeah.
Thing? Yeah. I'm gonna take LSU.
Yeah, I think LSU here. I think Bonaventure's an interesting name though, so we'll keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
Colorado, Georgetown.
I'm taking Georgetown here for the upset.
Georgetown.
I like the 12-5.
I'm going to go Buff, so we'll see that.
I just didn't love the Pac-12 this year. Again, I am a little biased, and I'm the first to admit that.
Florida State, Greensboro.
Oh, UNC Greensboro?
Yeah.
Nice. Florida State. I like Florida State.
BYU, UCLA.
Oh, I think Michigan State's going to beat BYU.
Okay, so you think MSU? I like that.
Wait. Is it? It's Michigan State, right?
Michigan State or UCLA.
Yeah, I love Michigan State. They're a good team.
Okay,
Usually.
yeah.
I trust their coach.
Izzo?
Yeah.
Texas.
He always gets a lot out of his players.
Texas Abil Christian will go Texas.
Wait, did you agree with me on the?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, Texas. Okay.
You might even want to open up the YouTube stream.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You might be able to follow
you're-
along and turn off volume. It might be delayed, but you'll see me pick stuff.
Okay.
If you want, it's up to you.
I might just stick on here just to not complicate.
All right.
Okay. Well, Connecticut or Maryland? What are you thinking?
I kind of like Maryland there.
I'm cool with it.
Okay. Bama. We're gonna go Bama here.
Alabama. Woo.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No surprising here. They've had a dominant season.
Roll Tide will beat Iona.
Baylor
Cross your fingers.
and Hartford.
Okay, Baylor.
We're not even going to talk about 116 this year. We're just going to take all the ones.
That happened one time ever. Yeah, obviously Baylor.
UNC and Wisconsin.
I like UNC.
UNC.
I see them as a dark horse, to be honest. They're my dark horse candidate.
All right, Villanova and Winthrop.
I'm going to take Nova. I don't think Nova's going to get upset in that 12-5. That's a little...
I think Winthrop is interesting. I'll say that.
I do too, but Nova's like too seasoned of a team, you know? I can't do that. I've chosen against Nova in the past, and it's done me wrong. So, but
right.
do you have them upsetting them or?
No, I don't.
Okay.
All right, so Winthrop and all right,
Nova.
so we'll take Nova and
Nova.
then Purdue, North Texas, Purdue.
I like Purdue. Yeah.
Texas Tech, Utah State.
That's an interesting one.
I had Utah State on my personal bracket.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm cool with doing that. Let's do that. Let's take Utah State.
I think it's obvious who comes from the tougher division, but just winning games can give a team confidence, right?
Yeah. Utah State's not in like some slouch conference either. I mean, they're in the Mountain West, right? The Mountain West isn't.
Yeah.
All
right, so Arkansas, and then we got an Ivy Leaguer.
Colgate. I'm gonna take Arkansas.
Okay.
I'm gonna take Arkansas.
Florida and Virginia Tech.
Florida's been terrible this year, but I can't see them losing to Virginia Tech. I don't know. I don't see that 10-7. What do you think?
I mean, we took us 10 earlier, so I think we should go Florida.
Okay.
Ohio State is very good this year. We're going to go Ohio State.
Ohio State's going to go deep.
And then down here, Illinois.
Illinois is exceptional.
I'm going to run through it a little bit quick because we got a guest coming on, but we're going to still talk about everything.
I like Georgia Tech in the next one.
I do too.
Cool.
Tennessee, I don't see Oregon State.
Tennessee.
Liberty's been kind of in and out of it, but Oklahoma State's got too many, or too high of a talented.
Yeah, they have a deep squad.
Yeah.
I like Oklahoma State.
Yeah, especially with their record against a lot of the top teams.
Yeah.
San Diego State, Syracuse.
San Diego State had a pretty good year.
All right, we'll go San Diego State. Not too many upsets here in the Midwest.
No.
Virginia, West Virginia.
And Moorhead.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to take West Virginia.
I like Rutgers over Clemson.
Yeah, I'm down with it.
And then Houston, we'll take
Cleveland State.
Cleveland.
I'll take Houston.
Yeah.
Houston is a lot of firepower. They score a lot of points.
Okay, so back to the top here. Gonzaga, Missouri.
Gonzaga.
All right. You at UCSB in West Virginia.
No, it's Virginia here.
Okay.
I think I'd take Virginia, right?
Yeah. So then we got a couple of picks that we're waiting on from Riley. Do you want to?
So you have, just to clarify, you have on your personal bracket, you have Wichita State beating Kansas here and making it to the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, we'll wait for Riley on that one.
Or the other thought process is because Wichita State beat Kansas in the tournament, Kansas is pissed and they beat the brakes off of them.
Yeah, I've seen it. I mean, they do play each other sometime. Like, I don't know.
I you know what? I don't really like this Wichita squad as much as I've enjoyed watching them in the past. I do think Wichita can beat USC.
I think that's pretty bold, taking them over Kansas.
Yeah,
they can take down Kansas, but
I think it's likely that we'll see Kansas Iowa, and that's a really great matchup.
Yeah.
So for the sake of the stream here, are we taking USC or Wichita?
We'll do Wichita. I'm cool with that.
Okay, and then Oregon or VCU, just for the stream. We'll talk about it. We'll go back to it.
I like VCU there. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll go back to it. I think we both have them losing, though, right? Kansas is going to win in Iowa.
Yeah. No, we have the 2 and 3 coming out of this section here.
All right. I just quickly jotted those in. Okay. Michigan, LSU. Where's your thought process going here?
I think Michigan is really hampered by losing that senior. That is a really vital role. That has Isaiah Livers. But I don't think they're going to lose to LSU yet.
No, I think they go down in the next round.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have them losing to Florida State.
All right, so we'll take. I gave you VCU. I'm gonna take the Buffaloes here.
That's cool. Oh, are you taking them to beat Florida State?
That's an interesting topic of discussion. Florida State's not supposed to be that great.
Really?
There's arguments that Florida State has been kind of lackluster this year. They put up a lot of points.
Are you sure it's not because your girlfriend is an alumni of the Buffs? Are you sure that has no sway over this pick here?
No, because she has Florida State beating Colorado.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Respect. Wow. So you think Colorado is going to be Florida State?
Yeah. I think there's going to be one Pac-12 team.
So you think Colorado is going to then go on to beat Michigan? I'm assuming.
That's a good
because
point.
Michigan's hampered.
Yeah,
I don't think Colorado is going to beat Michigan.
All right, well, this will be a topic of discussion with Riley.
Okay.
So it's CU / it's just
Colorado, Florida State.
It's that whole thing, Florida FSU. We'll talk about that.
So should we just do Michigan / Colorado or Florida
Riley's
State?
going to have some bias because I know he hates the Buffs too.
Yeah, he's going to go with Florida State, I think.
All right, so
right,
let's just skip that part because it's interesting.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
So Texas and MSU.
Texas has a really big squad. They got a bunch of trees on that team. I think Texas.
And if we are to be wrong, does BYU have any
I don't think BYU is going to beat that team. No.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to beat Texas.
All right. Cool. All right. Alabama, I'm going to take over Maryland.
Yep.
I know you're going to agree with me on that. He's wearing an Alabama shirt, right?
Of course.
Baylor and North Carolina.
In my personal bracket, I took North Carolina, but this is probably going to need to be a topic of discussion.
You know what? I love that pick, but let's bring that up with Riley.
Yeah. I don't trust Baylor at all. I don't trust those guys. Every time they're a high seed, they seem to always go down. And I know, past, is the past, but they've never proven me wrong yet. So
UNC is interesting. So hey, Purdue and Villanova. Not too surprising here with the 4 and the 5.
Yeah.
That's
So
a pretty good matchup.
We were a little split on this one, right? You want Purdue?
I think it's a really close matchup. I think it's going to come within a few points.
I think it's going to come down to how well Villanova shoots the 3 ball, like it does with every time Villanova's out there, you know? But Purdue's really good defensively, and the Big Ten is, known for defense, so.
I just like the Purdue, and I'm reading here, they have the tallest roster in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
So if Villanova isn't hitting their threes, they're really going to get pounded.
But that's the thing, though. So how do you compete with a team that's totally outsizes you? You shoot the 3.
Well, the other thing is Nova's lost 3 of their last 4 going into the tournament. They're not really streaking.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good team.
They're not streaking.
That's a good fact.
They're not trending in a way that when they've won the tournament. I'm assuming they've probably had.
You're trying to say that they have limped to the tournament.
Yeah.
They've limped to the finish.
Yeah, they were a higher seed before.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know they lost 3 out of their last 4. That's huge.
I just think picking them based on their legacy is one thing, but we got to look at the cold hard facts here, Dean.
I mean, I think the Big Ten was the best basketball conference this year, to be honest with you.
All right, so you with me on Purdue?
Yeah, let's take Purdue.
It's been a while since they've had a deep run.
Yeah.
They're due. No pun intended.
They're due. Purdue. Huh.
All right.
Nice.
Utah State and Arkansas.
I'm gonna take Arkansas. I don't know about Utah State.
Utah State's got the 7-foot junior. I'm looking at
Arkansas played really well this year.
Yeah.
I saw them play. I don't know about. I didn't see Utah State play though, so
No, I hear you.
We should bring that up to Riley.
Utah State beat San Diego State twice, which was interesting.
That's significant.
I
still don't know if I choose them over Arkansas though.
Yeah, I think we'll go Arkansas here.
Okay.
Yeah, Arkansas split against you guys, but I don't know. I think you guys had an off game.
Yeah.
And they
lost.
To Riley. We'll talk to Riley about Arkansas, Utah.
Yeah, Utah State. Yeah, let's do that.
We're gonna have a lot of discussion here.
I have whoever wins that losing to Ohio State though. So, just saying. I think Ohio State is a force to be.
I agree with you there, and I just double clicked them. So.
Okay.
That's about that. We'll talk about that Sweet 16 matchup when we get to it, though. Illinois, Georgia Tech. Illinois is just far and away impressive. Yes.
They just beat Ohio State in the Big Ten championship, I believe.
That was a great game.
That was a great game. Yeah.
Tennessee and Oklahoma State. I'm leaning Oklahoma State here as our most.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it.
That's going to be a fun matchup. San Diego State, West Virginia.
See, this one, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I have Houston beating whoever wins this game. So,
dude, San Diego State was really effective against subpar teams.
So you think their record is kind of a sham?
A little bit. They lost twice to Utah. They lost to BYU by 10. Their biggest win is against UCLA by 15. And if we're going by
UCLA is not even good.
If we're going by the way you've been running, your picks, and we're not really believing in the Pac-12, their biggest win comes against a team that might not even be in the tournament.
Let's take West Virginia then. I'm cool with that.
March Madness magic aside, yeah, we're not going to go San Diego State there.
No, I don't. No, yeah.
Okay, Rutgers and Houston.
I like Houston.
So Rutgers is a throwback team. It's one that, according to ESPN, can't toss a stone in the ocean from beyond 22 feet, but will dig in defensively and block shots. So
Houston scores a lot of points.
Yeah. What is...
Houston might run them out of the building.
Man, Houston's got high expectations this year.
Houston scores a lot of points. they're pretty.
Yeah, I think it's clear here. Houston's gonna win.
Yeah. So okay, where are we at now? We're in the Sweet 16 mostly.
Yeah, we're in the Sweet 16.
For couple Riley.
Couple Riley talks.
Yeah.
I have all of them written down so far.
None of them are significant enough, right? Because we have them all losing, right, to other teams mostly.
So far, yeah.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe Riley persuades us in different ways.
Yeah.
This is a very diverse bracket here. It's taken multiple minds to construct. So if you guys are trying to win, definitely look at this. Gonzaga, Virginia.
Gonzaga.
Yeah, they're undefeated. They're Iowa and Kansas.
Iowa. I like Iowa. What do you think?
I like looking at notable results. So I've been going through, they have provided here the top 25 or whatever teams that they played against and how they did.
Yeah.
Iowa split games with Ohio State, which is big. They swept Wisconsin. They beat Purdue by 15. They beat Maryland by 22.
Yeah, it's
and
Iowa,
North Carolina by 13. I think Iowa's dangerous.
Iowa's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I told you, man, the Big Ten was really good this year.
Okay, so we're waiting on the Michigan and Florida State, which is important.
Yeah.
So we'll wait on that, and then Texas, Alabama. Who do you like here?
Roll Tide.
I think Roll Tide, but I think it's going to be a closer matchup than we think.
Oh, I expect it to be a close matchup. Texas is a tough team.
Because Alabama was really good in conference, but the conference
Yeah.
wasn't as strong as, different.
I mean, I would say that I personally thought this year that the SEC was the second best. I put them ahead of the Big 12. I think the Big 10 was head and shoulders above everyone else. There was a huge gap, and then the SEC and the Big 12 were close together, and then there was a bigger gap from the rest.
So, their notable wins. Alabama's notable wins were kind of, for me, a little suspect.
Yeah.
Depending on where you rank LSU. Because they beat the hell out of LSU 3 times.
I mean, LSU's not that great. I'm not going to make up lies. So.
They're a consistent team.
They have great wing depth. They have good size. They shoot the 3 reasonably. They're just a well-rounded team, and they have a lot of sophomores and juniors on their team, which I think in a year where, practices are cut back, you see, you know what's interesting, by the way? I saw this on ESPN last night. This is the first year since 1976 that Duke and Kentucky are missing it in the same year. Can you believe that?
That's wild.
And you know why that is, right? It's because those two schools just run on one and dones now, right? They have no older guys to build a camaraderie and put the team. That's why like Zion, Zion wasn't a shoe, and Duke lost. Zion was the best prospect since LeBron. So I like older teams this year, especially. I think they have a total leg up.
Can I just bring up, and I'm down to take Alabama. I just want to bring up one interesting point.
Sure.
So Texas had a lot more experience against the top 25 because Alabama's division wasn't as strong.
Okay.
Alabama went 1-3. Texas went 7-6. So they faced harsher competition in their schedule.
Yeah, sure.
Interesting wins from Texas. They beat Kansas twice. They only lost to Villanova by 4. They beat Oklahoma State twice, and they beat North Carolina.
Wow, that is impressive.
The teams that they beat, I'm really impressed by.
Yeah, it is tough because I think whoever wins this game is going to beat whoever comes out of the other side.
Yeah, this is like the miniature championship for this bracket.
This is whoever wins this, I think we agree goes to the Final Four, right?
Yeah, and I think in this situation we're going to talk to Riley about it because I think we're split here.
I didn't watch Texas play this year. I know Texas is great. We'll let Riley be the splitter vote. That's what we'll do.
Okay. So this bracket's a little unfinished, but it can come together quickly.
I mean, it's basically done. Whoever wins that game is going to go to the final.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
both agree on that.
That's what I was alluding to.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so North Carolina, Purdue.
Yeah, I'm not going to have them beating Purdue. I think that's a little. Damn. UNC is really dark horse. UNC is kind of my dark horse, low key, but Purdue's the Big Ten is just so good. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Man,
this is a tough call for me.
Yeah, it is.
UNC is my dark horse. I
don't like either of their results against higher level teams. However, they're both kind of meh to me. Purdue did beat Ohio State twice.
Mm-hmm.
The only interesting thing to me here is I think Purdue would take it.
Yeah,
it depends on how
close. I could easily see UNC winning this game, but
I'm down to take UNC.
The thing is, I've seen UNC play super well. They're just inconsistent. That's their problem.
Here's something.
They're way better than an 8 seed, as a squad, but it's sketch.
But I think Purdue is going to want to play against Ohio State, who they played against 3 times.
Yeah, but will they get a choice in the matter? What if UNC plays the lights out? All right, let's just take Purdue.
I think Purdue wins. And then I think Ohio State evens the matchup.
Ohio State gets redemption.
Yes, because Purdue has won twice over Ohio State.
No, Ohio State's not losing.
Okay.
Yeah. It's that same, you know what it is? It's that same vibe. You know when we were discussing the Saints Bucks? I'm like, Tom's not going to lose to him 3 times in a row.
No, no.
Ohio State has too much pride to lose 3 times in a row to Purdue.
Yeah,
kind of a little brother school in the.
What's really funny is Drew Brees went to Purdue, so that was.
That works there. Yeah.
By the way,
it all comes around.
We'll give a shout out to Drew Brees later in the show for sure. He had a great career, but back to March Madness.
Hall of Famer. We'll get to it later.
March Madness, Illinois, Oklahoma State.
Illinois, Oklahoma State. Oh yeah, because you filled out Ohio State. Okay. Illinois. Illinois is great. I like Illinois. I'm actually curious. But I want to hear what Riley has to say, right?
No, I totally does, because he's Oklahoma State.
I want to hear what he has to say. I'm curious as to why.
Wow, we have a lot of Riley discussion here. He's going to be a big part of the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good, because he's a true
West Virginia,
fan.
Houston.
I feel like we had this same matchup 5 years ago. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Houston won last time. I'm pretty sure. I like Houston, but what are you thinking?
I don't know. I mean, they score a lot of points, but I like how West Virginia's going hard in the paint.
Yeah,
I like taking
I
interior teams. I don't know.
you don't trust jump shooting teams?
Well, I'm talking about when the pressure's high.
Yeah,
There hasn't been a tournament in 2 years. The lights are on, man.
it's true. It's true.
And I've seen Houston collapse in these big moments, and this is literally the highest expectations for this team in how many years?
Yeah, you. All right, I'll give you this one because you let UNC beat Baylor. I'll cave on this one because that's my exact same feeling about Baylor. So I really can't say anything. That's how I feel about Baylor. So,
All right, well let's
we could go West Virginia. That's fine.
top of the bracket, Gonzaga, Iowa. What a matchup!
Gonzaga, but I don't say that like it's going to be a blowout. Like it's going to be a dogfight.
Well, so Iowa played Gonzaga and they lost by 11.
I love Gonzaga. Gonzaga's the number 1 overall seed. They're undefeated. They got a bunch of Europeans on their team who have skills.
Yeah, I just think it's just like David and Goliath, and they've already lost. So
I don't know if it's David and Goliath,
but I don't know for Iowa. They probably feel kind of small. They lost by 11.
it is the significant in college basketball. That's a huge loss. 11 points. Like it's so hard to score in college basketball sometimes.
So I think the rest of our bracket here is kind of up in the air, and we're gonna have to call in a special guest.
Here we go. Here we go.
All right, he's not even ready for this, but we'll see how this goes.
Love it.
Hopefully he's ready.
Hello?
Yep.
How's it going, Riley?
It's going good. How are you?
We're good. You're actually live on air, if that's cool with you.
Hey, Riley.
It's cool with me.
Can you hear Dean?
Say something.
Hey, Riley.
Oh, I can hear him.
He can hear me.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're doing this kind of makeshift setup here. We got him on the phone. Riley, we're gonna have a couple of key matchups here to talk to you about.
We need you to break some ties, Riley.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so let's start with the first of many disagreements. We got USC in the opening round going against either Wichita or Drake.
Yeah, I mean USC. They're 22-7. They got a good squad this year.
See?
They had a semifinal exit in the Pac-12 tournament. I think that they could definitely beat the Wichita side. I don't know about Drake.
Do you just not have any knowledge on the Drake team, or?
I just know that Drake plays in a tough conference, so I think that Drake would be a tougher matchup if they end up winning that first 4 play-in game.
All right, so I was
That's
on
solid analysis.
That's great analysis. I think we'll have to follow him on that, and I'm gonna have to take a seat back on that and leave my Wichita pick out.
Well,
Nice.
also, Wichita
I'm
State
1-0.
is a new coach. So,
Wichita State, new coach, new culture.
yeah, I mean, I just don't think that Wichita State is the Fred VanVleet, Ron Baker, Wichita State of old. So South Carolina seems like definitely a better position
No,
for the West.
yeah. You're right. Okay, so we'll take USC.
All right.
Dean, you want to talk about the next one? It was Oregon VCU.
Oregon VCU. So Riley, we've seen this matchup in the past, and I know you're a big Pac-12 guy. I didn't watch Oregon a lot, but Brady and I disagree. He actually took Oregon here. I took VCU. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
Oh, I think VCU for sure.
Yeah.
Oregon, I mean, they lost a lot of seniors last season, and in the seasons past, they're definitely way removed from that Final Four team that they had a couple years back. While they still have a good coach, I just think that VCU will probably slam the boards, be better on that side of the game, and they'll probably win it, I think, in the first half, just by getting a good lead.
So
You're
predicting a blowout?
A lot of these teams play very quick, and Pac-12 teams want to use the whole shot clock, but if a team can tire out their legs, it's definitely a good sign that team's going to win.
Nice.
All right, so Riley's siding back-to-back here with Dean. Let's see if we get a consistent pattern going here. Great analysis, though, Riley.
Riley, I love this. Great.
So next matchup, and it's another Pac-12. What do you know? Colorado versus Georgetown.
Oh, pick Georgetown all the way.
Hello, Patrick Ewing.
Patrick
Ewing coaching the
Colorado
Georgetown.
Tournament.
Coaching the Hoyas.
I'm telling you, Georgetown with Pat Ewing at the helm as the head coach. I think that with the momentum they have from that conference tournament, I mean, you have to look at the teams that they were playing in that, where they play in the Big East. I mean, that's a tough conference. And so for them to come out of there with a 13-12 record, winning the automatic bid, I mean, they obviously have a tough squad. And I just don't think that Colorado has the ammunition to put up with that squad that Georgetown has. So I think it's Hoyas all the way.
I love it, Riley. Love it. I'm 3-0. Hello.
Shout out Allen Iverson on that one.
Oh, yeah. I do have to say, I love seeing Patrick Ewing out there coaching that team. I think it's sick.
Okay, so all right, so we'll take Georgetown here, and then
this is a huge one, Riley.
My next discussion. Which one are we going now, Dean? I think we're going to the next matchup, right?
Michigan.
So it would be Georgetown and Florida State.
Or Georgetown and Florida State. Yeah, we'll do that.
Where are you there, Riley?
Oh, so you're thinking no chance for North Carolina Greensboro. All right.
He thinks. He has the 13-4 upset. Ooh, wait, no. Okay, Riley. No, Riley, talk about that. I'm curious.
That 21-8 versus 16-6. I mean, you're getting teams in this tournament. Teams with 20 games played and teams with 30 games played. And I think that 10 games is a lot for experience for a young team, especially getting 10 more games than another team that they're playing in the tournament. It just can be an unfair advantage. So you have to really look at their matchup in terms of games played.
I'm not a huge fan of the Seminoles this year anyways. I was going to take Colorado to beat them. I'm perfectly fine taking an upset in the first round.
Taking out my Florida State. You know, by the way Riley's talking, and by the fact that Michigan lost one of their key players, I see Georgetown going deep if you choose Florida State to lose here.
Yeah, I mean, I see another team in that East Conference, that Eastern bracket, that's going to definitely compete. It's Texas. They have
he does have
very high percentage of returning players from their starters from the last season. And if you look at the numbers over the last 10 seasons for champions, I'm pretty sure all of them except for a Kentucky team had returning players that were starters, and they ended up winning the championship.
I'm really big on Texas. Hey, not to cut you off there, Riley. Before we had you on, I was really highly speaking of Texas. So we're gonna get to a big Texas. We're gonna get to a huge Texas matchup.
Okay, so we'll take UNC Greensboro. We're switching that.
But we're gonna
I'm just saying that you got to look at that a little more because they have a lot more games played. They won 5 more than Florida State, and they lost 2 more. So I mean, you have to look at that. 7 more games played.
But the other thing I would argue, Riley, is the level of difficulty that they played. I know they played more games, but they really didn't challenge any teams that were in the tournament.
That's a good point. They didn't do too hot in their conference tournament in the Southern Conference.
Ooh.
They did 15. They did finish on a 15-3 run, but I think me and Dean are going to have to stick with the Seminoles here.
Even though you hate Florida State.
Georgetown and Florida State, though, Dean. Where are you here?
Oh man, This is a tough call. I don't know. I had Florida State, but the more we talk about Georgetown, um, what do you think?
I like Georgetown.
You gonna go Georgetown the upset?
Yeah.
You're thinking a double upset for Georgetown. Wow.
Well, then if we do that, I'm gonna have them beating Michigan because at Michigan, that's such a huge loss losing their senior. Like that's such a huge loss.
All right, let's take it. Georgetown in the Elite Eight. let's go. Okay.
Wow, both love it.
Look at what
Love
Georgetown did in the Big East tournament. They look who they had to play. They've beaten Creighton 73-48. I mean, that's a huge win in that final. They demolished Creighton. Beat Seton Hall, Nova, even though Villanova's a weak team right now because they don't have their point guard.
And that's interesting, Riley.
Georgetown's on a tear.
We'll see how Georgetown does once they make the Elite Eight. As we have it here in our bracket. The next matchup I wanted to talk to you about. Dean is, for some reason, Dean's very high on the SEC. I'm not really quite sure why. He has. Let's see. It's all right. So the matchup that we have, interesting enough, is Utah State Arkansas. We took the upset. Utah State.
Utah State. That's a really good upset to look at. And yeah, I actually in my bracket I have Utah State beating. No, you're talking Colgate, Arkansas.
So we're talking. We're talking next round. Arkansas, Utah State.
You think Max McClung's not going to win it? For Texas Tech.
Yeah, we had Utah State there.
All right, so you're thinking a double upset for Texas Tech or for Utah State over Arkansas.
Yeah, I just like the stats that Utah State was putting up over better talent.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, it just seemed like Texas was losing a lot. They were in a tougher division, but I just don't really. I'm not really too high on their wins, aside from Texas. But that's another topic.
Mm-hmm.
So Utah State, Arkansas.
Okay.
Is the matchup, Riley? Who would you take in that situation?
I mean, how did Arkansas do in that last game? Let's see. Yeah, they've got a win over that good LSU team that played pretty well in that SEC tournament, but they lost again to LSU. So, I mean, I definitely think they're going to win that first game, Colgate, but that Utah State, I think it's up to anyone. It's really who sets the tempo first, but I could see Arkansas winning against Utah State.
Gene,
I can see Utah State winning that game, but I saw Arkansas play a lot. I didn't love LSU this year, but I don't think they're going to lose to Utah State. Utah State. I think if we had Texas Tech coming out, I would have had them upset, but I don't think they're going to lose to Utah State. So,
I mean, Utah State doesn't really have that tough of a conference except for San Diego State, and so
yeah.
And New Mexico is all right, but not recently. Utah State's been really thumping them, so kind of got to look at that. Their only game against ranked squads was that game against VCU and BYU. They lost against BYU by 3, and then VCU crushed them. So the Commodores are on the come up, it looks like, this season.
Yeah, I think we'll have to go Razorbacks here. You guys changed my mind again. So congratulations on that. All right, so the next matchup, and Riley, I feel like I didn't really explain this to you. We basically filled out a bracket, and then there was points where we weren't sure.
Disagreement.
Okay.
So that's why you're jumping first round, second round.
Yeah, that's why we're jumping around with you right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so the next one, Dean, is Baylor UNC.
Okay, Riley, I took I took Chapel Hill to take this one because I've never trusted Baylor in the past. Maybe it's because of that, but
Wow.
what do you think?
I mean,
He's on his Outer Banks vibe right now.
yeah. I mean, that's just it's Wisconsin's winning that first game against North Carolina.
Oh!
And Baylor's gonna cruise
Well,
past.
okay. I'd like to
So,
hear your input on that. Okay, would you have Wisconsin beating Baylor?
This season? I mean, they haven't been able to put up a squad. They were kicked out of the ACC tournament due to COVID violations. They don't have a healthy squad.
Oh damn! Riley's got me here. That doesn't sound great. Well, okay, Riley. So in your bracket, who do you have winning, Wisconsin or Baylor?
Maybe not. That they actually lost. And that was Duke who wasn't able to complete. But I mean, yeah, UNC. They had a close loss against Syracuse, but UNC might just be strength in their name only this season.
Yeah, that's a good take, man. Good take.
So Riley, Dean asked, who did you have winning, Wisconsin or Baylor?
I have Baylor winning.
Ooh.
I have Baylor winning until they get to someone tough, but they really have a really easy road to that Sweet 16 at least. And then once I just don't see that 8-9 seed competing with the 1 seed. They had 2 losses on the season, and their losses were truly because they made simple mistakes that can.
Brady, I'll be right back. You keep questioning Riley, okay?
Yeah, no worries, Dean.
Okay, we'll be right back, people. Sorry.
No, I hear you. How do you feel about Baylor as a team, though? Because I know they have an easy schedule. Can you give us some insight on their team?
Yeah, I mean, Baylor, they're really going to put high numbers on teams. They score a lot of points. If you look at, they have, on January 27th, they put up 107 points against Kansas State. I mean, they have firepower. So if you're thinking about teams and how they compete, they've been the third-ranked team in the nation for a majority of this season. They were number 2 for a little while. And their losses, like I said, come from mistakes that they can fix before the tournament starts.
And what were those mistakes one more time?
It's just turnovers, truly. If they could manage that. I mean, they played against Illinois earlier this season, and they beat them 82-69. So that's a big win. Yeah, they put up 100 about 4 times this season. That's pretty rare for a college team.
So the only interesting thing you bring up, Baylor has occasional struggles with turnovers. Wisconsin is a team that you selected, and their assist to turnover ratio is the highest in the league, or in the bracket.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, I know you're an odds guy too. You really have to look at that. Baylor. I mean, they're a 1 seed. Their odds to win, they're plus 400 right now. That's just too high to lose to a team like UNC or Baylor or Wisconsin.
The only reason why I think Baylor could lose, and Dean's not here at the moment, but he would agree. Baylor's let us down, man, and we're emotional bracketologists.
Roommate just got back from
I know that Baylor
vacation.
In the past,
had to talk to him for a second.
That Yale game with Taurean Prince, that's a tough one in recent memory. But yeah,
what are we talking about, Brady?
Every season, these players are one and done, or they're going to stay 4 years. But it's a new team each year, so you can't really hold on to the past. So they're not clutch, and you got them going against the Blue Bloods of potentially North Carolina or Wisconsin. But these teams used to be good, but this COVID-19 season, everything is up in the air, and it's anyone's game. So I think that Baylor is definitely going to cruise past, definitely to the Sweet 16. They have a good shot of making it to the Final Four.
Oh, wow.
So, wow, a lot to unpack there. Dean, just returning back from a little break. We were just talking about Baylor and...
I heard that. So Riley sees Baylor going deep.
Yeah,
I just think that if they are able to take these teams out, you pick off a good team, gives you so much momentum. I mean, they're playing Hartford in their first game. That's a gimme. They should win by 20. Give their guys the confidence that they need to take on a North Carolina or Wisconsin matchup in that second round.
Yeah, and those two teams have been kind of shaky, Dean. Wisconsin doesn't really have too many big wins, and UNC, like Riley said, struggled a bit with COVID.
Okay, I'm cool. I'm cool to see Riley on that one. I heard half of what he was the first half, and I didn't know all that about UNC. I should have done a little bit more research. We can take Baylor.
ACC had trouble with COVID-19, I believe.
Yeah.
And Dean, Baylor also beat Illinois by 13.
Wow.
In December. That was before Illinois really came knocking on.
Before they got hot, because they're hot as hell right now.
All right. Well, I brought up an interesting argument with Dean. So, Dean, do you still want to keep North Carolina, or would you like to go Wisconsin?
Oh, Riley said a lot. Yeah, Riley's right. I am looking at UNC, mostly the name and how they always attract young talent, but I didn't know all that about the COVID stuff, and we could switch to Wisconsin. I'm cool with that.
Okay, and then the interest
is much stronger than the ACC. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good, Riley. Just
No,
the other
we have
thing
you on.
I wanted to share with Dean, he missed what I said. Wisconsin is a really good assist to turnover ratio team. Baylor's mishaps have been when they turn the ball over. When Baylor gets rolling, they can beat teams and put up 100 points. They did it multiple times.
Yeah.
But Wisconsin has really good assist to turnover ratio, so I think Wisconsin might be a likely team to upset there. But Riley thinks that it's a cakewalk for Baylor. Where do you stand?
Cakewalk. I think that they just have the.
I do think the best basketball conference this year was the Big Ten. I'm cool. We're gonna have to. I'm cool with disagreeing with Riley on that one. We could take Wisconsin.
Okay.
If you want.
All right, so we got Wisconsin there, and then we have Wisconsin losing to Purdue.
I'm curious what Riley. I know it's not on our thing, but Nova and Purdue.
Yeah, we can touch over that quickly
because I know Riley's best friend goes to Nova and he follows the team. And
yeah, Riley, where do you stand on Nova Purdue?
I stand on. I think Purdue's going to win that matchup. If you want me to be honest, Villanova might even lose to Winthrop. Winthrop.
I said that.
14-second possession.
The Winthrop, yeah, Brady did say that. Yeah.
So
you did say that.
These other teams, I don't think Jay Wright's a great coach, but I think that even a potential upset to Villanova in that first round, just due to Winthrop being able to crash the boards, quick offense leads to tired legs. And playing your backup point guard is going to be tough on that Villanova team because you need a facilitator. You need the floor general.
Hey Dean, I'll.
Hey, I didn't know that. I didn't know the thing. Damn, I'm glad we have Riley on.
Hey Dean,
I didn't know their starting point guard was out.
Hey Dean, I'll make a trade with you. I'll make a trade with you for the bracket.
Oh, for our picks? Yeah, sure. I love this.
I'll trade Utah State winning against Texas Tech. I'll trade Utah State winning against Texas Tech for the Winthrop upset over Nova.
Will you give me Texas Tech beating Arkansas too?
You can have it.
I will take that trade. I'm with that.
We just flip-flopped there, Riley. That was some really good insight.
I love this. This is good. Riley,
I was
man.
reading a little Bleacher Report article, and it was saying that Winthrop has a good chance at that upset. And so does Utah State.
All right, well, we can go back on Utah State, but let's move along here. Doing really well. We got a really good matchup. Texas and Bama.
Oh yeah, Dean, what's your thoughts on Bama?
I do agree with Brady. We haven't. The SEC has been up and down this year. I mean, Florida and Kentucky have been terrible. I don't know. The games that I saw, they played a lot of close games, but they rebound. They have good size. I love their wings. I love Petty. I think Petty's actually a shooting guard, but they have a lot of length. They defend really well. A lot of their guys can defend 1 through 4. They do have problems with scoring at times. That is the one flaw in them, but I love them defensively and I love their length. I didn't watch Texas. Texas is a bunch of trees, right, Riley?
Yeah, they got a tall squad.
Yeah.
You think that Alabama's going to cruise past that Iona? Rick Pitino's return to the bracket.
Yeah, I that is interesting, but no, I'm not going to have them lose to Iona. No, that's not.
All right. I mean, Iona did have a good MAAC
15-2.
winning against
That's
Quinnipiac, Niagara, and Fairfield. But I do agree that Bama, the number 2 seed, will win that matchup.
Against Texas?
No. He was talking about them losing the 15-2 in the first.
Bama's got to go through the Terrapins or UConn Huskies, and that Sweet 16 matchup will be pretty prime. I think that Texas won't have the upper hand. If it is Alabama's going to make it to the Elite Eight.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I love that. So he could see Alabama getting upset early in a crazy game, but he would take Alabama over Texas. So
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Got it. That's great, Riley. You broke a tie with us. That's great.
Okay, cool. We're going to go Alabama there.
Yeah. So what are we on now? Are we going to deal with the
We have Illinois talk now.
Illinois talk? Hello.
We're going to do... So we have Illinois, Oklahoma State. That's really interesting for Riley. Riley, what are your thoughts there?
I mean, Cade Cunningham has been on a flippin' tear as of recently. I mean, did you guys see him in that tournament?
No.
It was crazy, lights out. So,
I mean, I know Illinois is the 1 seed. They got a good squad, and experience really is on their side. But I think that a couple guys stayed back on that Oklahoma State team. I know that they were ineligible for the tournament last season. I think that Cade Cunningham might have the upper hand in that game, just by being a clutch player.
Are we talking about a future Timberwolf?
I mean, I don't know if he'll be a Timberwolf because the Warriors actually have that protected pick.
Just watch.
I love grinding everyone's gears. It's a good time.
You know what's great that they brought the percentage on, not to go off on a tangent, but I will a little bit, that they dropped the percentage on the lottery down. So there's a chance that they get in that top 3, like record wise, and still lose that pick.
I didn't know that. But yeah, I mean, Drexel is going to be a cakewalk for Illinois. Who do you think in Georgia Tech, Loyola Chicago? I mean, Loyola Chicago went to the Final Four in the past 4 years.
Yeah, I think Georgia Tech's due.
All right. Okay, Georgia Tech.
We're big Calvin Johnson fans here. So we're.
God, that was so long ago. That was a long time ago. That was 2007. That makes us sound hella old. Oh god.
What about that Midwest matchup, 6-11, San Diego State versus Syracuse? Do you guys think the Oranges can pull that off against the Aztecs?
We took San Diego State there, but that really wasn't important.
But you've really watered down the Mountain West for us, Riley.
Yeah.
I don't feel as confident about the Mountain West now.
It's a joke conference. Truly, it's a joke. And any of the listeners, because you guys do have the West Coast, you can hear from me first. That's a joke conference.
San Diego State has made deep runs in the past, though, Riley.
Yeah, they had the likes of Kawhi Leonard in the past, but this is the present. And I think that they don't have the strength of squad that they had last season. If we're talking last season, I think they'd be in the Final Four. But it's 2021, and it's not their season. So I think that they're not going to make it too far.
Riley does watch a lot of San Diego State, though. He knows San Diego State very well.
So you want to take the orange there?
I'm cool with going with
San Diego State
Riley's
beat
expertise
Syracuse,
on this
and
one.
West Virginia's going to take that game against.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
all right. Okay. Cool.
So Riley,
yeah, we agree.
Riley, we have that, so we agree there.
Okay, so you could put in Syracuse, I guess.
No, I'm leaving San Diego. We had that.
Okay.
All right. So Illinois and Oklahoma, Riley. Just to go back on that, you took Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's it's a potential upset in terms of seeding. But when you get that far, I mean, that would have to be the Sweet 16. When you get to the Sweet 16, it's anyone's ball game. I mean, you can have teams. Illinois could go on a run, and that could seal it for them. But if you let Cade Cunningham have a close game towards the end, last 5 minutes, and it's a 5-point game, I think Oklahoma State's going to secure that.
All right,
them to the Elite Eight.
Dean, where are you there?
On what, Illinois and Oklahoma State?
Yep.
I don't know, man. Illinois, I saw their the SEC tournament. The Big Ten tournament, and they were killing it. But I haven't watched them all season. I don't know. It's Riley. Do you have whoever wins this game beating the winner of West Virginia, Houston?
Yeah, I mean, I have the winner. I think I have West Virginia in one bracket and Houston in the other. But it depends on who wins. I think that 24-3 Houston team, they could beat the winner of that Illinois-Oklahoma game for sure. Houston might get back into the Final Four since back when they had to face Jordan.
Wow. So Riley's pretty high on Houston, man. That kind of puts it into...
It all depends on these games, you know. Illinois could even lose in that first game, that second round against Georgia Tech. I mean, these teams are no joke.
Yeah, definitely.
Midwest. I'd say the West and Midwest are real tough conferences.
Yeah, I think I agree there. Definitely.
I kind of like Illinois.
I think we should stick with Illinois.
I think Oklahoma State has got some real star power, right? Obviously, in Cunningham.
Yeah.
I just think that he would have to play the entirety of the game. Like, he would literally have to stay on the floor the entire game, because as soon as he goes out, it's going to be hard for...
Isn't he projected to go, like, in the top 3?
Yeah.
In the draft?
I think he's a top 5 projected pick, but, I mean, it's only the third game of the tournament. So, he could have fresh enough legs. They get what? No real break, a 2-day break from the first round of the season.
I do have to side with Riley on the fact that in March Madness, I feel like you're just playing on adrenaline every game because it's so intense.
But he gets 5 days of rest for the Sweet 16. 5 days to think about Illinois basketball and how they're going to beat them. I think that if they're close, like I said, it could be Oklahoma State's game. But if Illinois blows them out in the first half, then that's an Illinois game because they know how to play smart defense at the end, not turn the ball over, and keep the score to a big enough lead where they'll take that game in the Sweet 16.
So they run up the score early and they don't let them up off the mat, basically, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Got
like
it.
Brady's saying, they might want to have Cade Cunningham play that whole game because the Oklahoma State might need to have Cade Cunningham play that whole game because they are so down that they have to have their starring. And if it's vice versa, Oklahoma State's up big. They'd rather sit him, keep him fresh, but Illinois keeps their neck on the throat. You know, the foot on the gas pedal could be a big blowout.
Hey,
Oklahoma State.
An interesting seed fact: number ones have won all 8 meetings with 4 seeds the past 5 tournaments. After going just 6-5 from 2011 to 14, it seems like they could be due for a number 1 seed to get upset here in the Sweet 16.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember back in high school, the 4-1 every year,
I mean,
every single year.
All right. I think Riley sold me here. Oklahoma State.
You want to do Oklahoma State?
Yep.
All right, I'm cool with it.
Very, very wishy-washy here on this 3-man bracket now.
Yeah.
We're going back on everything.
Keep
Riley is more the expert, though. I trust his expertise.
Keep the original picks on a different bracket. You know, it might be the one that hits the $1 million.
No.
The $1 million.
We'll redo it, but we've definitely.
It's free. It's free. It's like doing lottery tickets, but you're not even paying. You know, it's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Might as well. All right.
So Houston, West Virginia. I guess I'll join Dean and Riley to take Houston there. We'll switch.
It's got it. Yeah, Houston.
Okay. All right, we're down to the Final Four here. The Elite Eight.
The Elite Eight, yeah.
Riley, we have Gonzaga over Iowa.
Yep.
Yeah.
That too. Luka Garza just doesn't have enough help on his team of Iowa to get them past Mark Hughes at Gonzaga.
Totally agree there. And then Alabama, Georgetown is the matchup we have.
Wow. Alabama's
Roll Tide.
I mean,
Final Four.
They've got momentum, but I just don't see them having enough gas in the tank to win that many games in a row. They're going to be tired.
So Bama could be the first team to contest for both a football championship and March Madness.
Since the Urban Meyer Florida team.
Yeah, he's right. He's right about that.
Which they won.
Okay, awesome.
Tebow, and then the team with
Joakim
Noah and Al Horford. Al Horford and Joakim Noah.
Wow, Al Horford
Corey
is on
Brewer.
that. Wow, that's
Corey
crazy.
Brewer was on that team too.
Okay.
Bradley Beal on that team as well?
No, he was younger.
Who did he say?
Bradley Beal. No.
No, that was later.
Okay, Oklahoma State and Houston.
I'd have to side with what's Dean's take on that? I mean, that's a tough game, but I think Houston would win.
Houston scores a lot of points. I looked at I did look a little bit more on Houston than other teams. Houston just runs up and down the floor. I don't know, but Riley, you know Oklahoma State really well, so.
Yeah, I watched them a lot in their past tournament, but the only thing that's not going towards Houston is that they don't have a tough conference schedule.
True.
But games against a weak Cincinnati, that's not really helping them. But they beat them, by 30, so 54-91. That was in the final, so Cincinnati made it all the way there. That's pretty good. They do have to play Memphis, though, and that's a tough squad. Mm-hmm. So they have a loss against Wichita State in February. Houston does, but you're right, Dean. They do score a lot of points. So if Houston can get up big, they'll beat that Oklahoma State team. But like I say, don't keep it close with Oklahoma State because look at that Baylor game. Rewind the tape. They kept it close and they ended up losing.
So what did they do? Did they just slow the game down to combat their high scoring offense in the Baylor game?
Really what happened was they just kept the game close. Every time Baylor had a shot, Oklahoma State had an answer for them. And so...
Oh, they countered every run, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
Oklahoma State, though, they were up.
Oh, hold on. Sorry. Riley connected to my AirPods there. Riley, hold on, buddy. Some reason Why is you connected?
Just take off Bluetooth. Just turn off your Bluetooth.
Oh, you're right. I gotta turn off my Bluetooth here. For some reason, you connected to my AirPods. I didn't even have them on.
That's cool.
Riley, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yo, that sounds better. Cool.
If Oklahoma State can get big games out of Avery Anderson, Cade Cunningham, and even a quick 10 points out of their other key guys like Rondell Walker and Khalid Boone, then I think that Oklahoma State will have a good chance at beating that Houston team.
Brady, looks like you're the tie, man.
Dude, I think I'm gonna go Oklahoma State here.
All right, let's do it. I'm cool. Both of those teams are great. That's gonna be such a good game.
I know, I like how we talk about this bracket like we're getting every pick right. That shows a lot of confidence.
Yeah, I love that. seen this kind of confidence.
All right, so Final Four here: Gonzaga, Alabama, and then we have at the bottom Ohio State, who we have beating Purdue, and Oklahoma State. So a couple state schools, and then the West Coast versus East Coast, Alabama, Gonzaga.
I love Alabama, but I think Gonzaga is the best team in the country. So
Gonzaga's going to win it all this year.
I know. Okay, Riley, you spoiled it. God. We have Gonzaga winning the whole thing.
I've known that Gonzaga was going to win the tournament since I saw them play in 2019. I saw them play, and I knew then they had what it takes.
Yeah, they played your squad, right?
Yeah, we took them almost to overtime. We lost by 3 points. But U of A, if they could, compete with that kind of squad, but Gonzaga, they're calm, they're composed, and they know how to play in the big games.
Yeah.
Hey, so I think we're gonna have to talk about Ohio State, Oklahoma then.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
You think Oklahoma State? You think the 4th seed's gonna go all the way? Okay.
Let's
No.
talk about it.
I got Ohio State playing in the final. To be honest with you, I think Ohio State's.
I mean, if the 1 seeds aren't going to win in that Midwest and South, if you guys really believe in that Baylor upset, Ohio State's the next best cookie on that side, and so I think that it would be a good bet to send them all the way to the championship game.
So, Riley, do you have Baylor playing against Gonzaga in your championship?
I do, and I have Gonzaga winning by about 5.
Okay. So
brackets, like I said.
You have a couple brackets? Yeah.
We'll take Ohio State here, I think.
Yeah, and then, Gonzaga to win the whole thing.
We'll take the Southpaw here.
Yeah, great picks, guys. Very exciting about March Madness.
Yeah, it feels like way longer than like a year of hiatus, to be honest.
Yeah,
it feels like it's been,
like Dean, if they didn't put Shark Week.
Yeah.
So let's take Gonzaga here, and what's the score? I like them by 11 points.
You think 11? I was saying 88-83 Gonzaga wins, but that's just me.
88-83.
I think it's a little bit lower scoring. How about 79-72?
Wow, you said 11.
Yeah.
Well, you changed my mind once again.
You took the middle. You're just knocking it down.
Yep.
Okay, let's do that.
We're really playing by probabilities here, by the mind of 3.
Yeah.
And we will be entering every...
I'm very curious. The 3 of us making this bracket. This is funny.
This could be quite the shit show, and I'll finish filling this out off the stream, just so you guys don't have to look at my address and such.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks for having me on the pod.
Hey, man.
Yeah, Ryan, really appreciate you taking the time, man.
Yeah.
Of course, anytime.
All right, well, Riley is going to be leaving us. Riley, thank you so much, and we appreciate your time.
All right, see you, boys.
All right.
See you later, bro.
All right, Dean, we're back on our regular look. I'm going to just take a quick break, and then we'll get back into the around the league news. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, just quickly to compose, obviously.
Yeah. All right, I'm back. What's going on, man?
Cool. Oh, I was quiet. A little bit of dead air there. You might have to edit that out. But
no, we'll edit it.
So okay, we're back. What should we go over first? You thinking?
Why don't we hit NFL?
Okay.
Drew Brees, Hall of Fame career, in the books. Definitely,
Drew Brees,
in my top 10 of all time. I don't think it's a question.
Yeah, did you see on First Take today, Max Kellerman had this take, and he said, and Dan Orlovsky?
Yeah.
He got all upset that Max Kellerman said that Drew Brees was not a top 5 quarterback. And I have nothing wrong with Max Kellerman saying that. He's not a top 5 to me.
I think he's top 10.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But he was getting mad that he said he wasn't a top 5. Like he thought it was blasphemous
I think
that he's not a top 5.
I think we're gonna see how bad the Saints are gonna have a really tough time here. In my opinion,
So they handed the reins over to old Jameis.
I regardless of what eye surgery he got, I don't think it's gonna fix his dumb decision making.
So what is going on right now? So who do you think is going to start, Jameis or Taysom Hill? Because that's so weird. They paid Taysom Hill because Taysom Hill, didn't he say that he wants to be a full-time quarterback after Drew Brees retires?
Yeah,
wasn't that the whole thing? And then they brought in Jameis because Jameis kind of just fell into their laps, And I think that Peyton, because he's such a talented coach, I think personally he looked at Jameis and thought he could turn him around, But it's kind of like screw you to Taysom Hill,
Yeah, it's definitely going to ruffle some feathers, and in my opinion, I feel like the Saints are going to be looking more and more like the Buccaneers as Jameis Winston takes over. And I'm talking about the Buccaneers from a few years ago, not the recent season.
So, do you think they're going to hand the keys over to Jameis or Taysom Hill?
I think Jameis, even though Taysom Hill, in my opinion, deserves it, I think Jameis Winston has been a starter in the league and is. I personally think the Saints believe they can get a better quarterback, which they can't. They don't have the cap space, and quite frankly, I just don't think they can make a move for a top free agent quarterback at this point.
I agree with those points.
They're going to be in the same spot as the Patriots when Tom left, and
I don't know about that. I don't know.
They have a better.
They have a lot of weapons still. They have Alvin Kamara.
You're right.
They got Michael Thomas. Well, what I want to ask you, not on that. I think they'll be a playoff team. I don't know how.
I don't think they'll be a playoff team.
Really?
No.
Interesting.
I think they go 7-9.
7-9.
Yeah.
It is rough. I do see your points. Maybe I just think the team is so talented, and they do have two guys that are like a little under Teddy Bridgewater level, and they have such talented guys around them, right? So I don't think I think they'll win more than 7 games. I would take the over on that.
Well, hey, just to go back into Drew Brees, man, if you look at the team before he came, right, the Saints, if you're a fan of the Saints and you're going to the games before Drew Brees was there, you're wearing a paper bag over your face because they were just so laughably bad. And he really turned things around, man. He made them a contender for like 15 seasons almost.
Well, it's fascinating how he ended up on there. How the Chargers gave up on him due to early career injuries.
And I think he also just didn't really have the look of what most NFL heads would the perfect mold for a quarterback is 6'3", 6'4".
The prototype. The
prototype.
6'4", huge hands, tall dude, big.
I heard some interesting comparisons, Dean. People would compare Drew. Obviously, the championships are different, but he's kind of like the Steph Curry of the NFL. He's not what you would expect a superstar in the league to look like. Yet he does it at such an accurate and efficient level for so long. He turns around a franchise that was laughable, similar, but right, he hasn't won the 3.
It is an interesting point because he is the most accurate quarterback ever, right?
Oh, hands down.
So while Steph changed the game he didn't change the game or anything, it's not to that point, but he changed his whole team and his franchise on kind of the short ball and the intermediate passing game. He was able to succeed and just reach insane heights doing that. And it's crazy how accurate he was. He was able to play at his size, and he was actually, people forget, he was mobile back in the day. He was mobile 10 years ago, But I do think he's, when he's finished his career now, don't you think, you remember, we're Niners fans, you remember the pass to Vernon Davis?
Yeah.
In the NFC Championship game, took him out.
3.
Hasn't Drew Brees had so many tough breaks in the playoffs? He should have 2 or 3 Super Bowls with those teams.
I think the worst would be the no-call pass interference for his matchup against Tom Brady that he lost against the Rams. He would have played Tom.
Yeah.
I think that Saints team would have beat Tom.
They were the more talented team.
Yeah.
They were the more talented. I totally agree with you. I just think
Jared Goff.
It kind of.
Yeah, Jared Goff was in the Super Bowl. He's not going to
so
win.
Deserving, right?
Yeah.
I just think I don't feel bad for him. He's made hundreds of millions of dollars. He's had he's going to be a Hall of Famer, but I think that's always going to be the debate with him. Oh, he only got 1 Super Bowl. When Aaron Rodgers retires, if Aaron Rodgers only gets 1 Super Bowl, that's going to hurt them. It's crazy because it's like, oh, once you win 1, you're out of one category. But then if you want to be the greats, you got to win more than 1, right? So you're like,
yeah, there's levels.
It's interesting.
There's levels, and there's there's definitely. The other thing, Drew Brees holds a lot of records. Most of those might get broken depending on how long Tom plays. But he's still going to be up there for quite a while. He's going to hold quite a few records. So hey, very storied career, and tip your cap to
wish him all the best.
Drew Brees. Wish him the best.
Great on a 20-year career. Awesome.
The next topic, Russell Wilson has been heating up. Apparently, the Bears are really making a push, and I know I keep bringing this up every time, but
no, I love it. I love it.
The Bears are really making a push there. The only thing interesting I would say was, do you think the Bears is the right fit, or do you think maybe Washington would be a better destination with a better defense, more salary cap, and
they don't have a better defense.
They do. If you check on the rankings.
The Bears were the number 1 overall ranked defense, I thought.
No, it was Washington. Washington had a better defense. At least they had a better.
How close was it? Because also you have to take into account the Bears. It's like the Bucs defense.
Yeah.
Was destroyed by Jameis. Well,
yeah.
Foles and Trubisky didn't do the Bears defense any favors. That's all I gotta say.
That's a good point.
I think the Bears have the better defense. It's really
Washington
ahead,
football team was ranked number 2.
Okay. Overall, this is overall.
Overall.
Got it.
And then
where were the Bears?
The Bears were outside of the top 10.
I think the quarterback play.
I know, but regardless of quarterback play, you can also make the same point for the Washington football team.
Redskins didn't have great, but they are in the crappiest division. In the
okay,
NFL.
So this is my other point. This is my other point. This is my other point. If I'm Russell Wilson, do I want to play Aaron Rodgers twice a year, who I've split my career matchups against? Because you're not going to win those, both of them. There's no way. Or you could go to the NFC East, where you literally own the Cowboys, Giants, and Eagles. His record against those teams is 22-6.
Mm-hmm.
Lifetime.
No, that is a very good point, because it is the worst division in football. If he went to them, they'd immediately they have 6 games against those other teams. Like 6 other games, right? Like that's so
yeah, man.
And they wouldn't lose a divisional game.
No.
If Russell Wilson was on that team. So it's.
You think Danny Dimes and what's his name?
Jalen Hurts
are going to win? And, Dak Prescott's overpaid.
I'm worried about the Cowboys. I'm worried for the Cowboys. I don't think the Cowboys are going to be great.
Skip Bayless isn't worried.
I think it's interesting. Does Russ really want to play on Soldier Field? It gets so cold there. Like, he struggled going into Lambeau and playing Aaron Rodgers on the frozen tundra.
Yeah.
So it's like Soldier Field is, oh man, it gets windier at Soldier Field, but maybe not as much snow, but he wants to play like late season games there. I wouldn't, even though they have a great defense. That's interesting. I might go if it were me personally, and I might go to the Redskins. You might have talked me into it, possibly. I love Ron Rivera. He's a great coach. He's a way better coach than Matt Nagy.
Yeah, the football team the football team seems to be a clear favorite in my mind.
Oh, sorry, the football team. My bad.
No, it's fine.
Ron Rivera, he's a great coach, though. I thought he shouldn't have gotten fired by the Panthers. That was kind of crazy. But, yeah, I'd say Russ to Washington. That'd be cool. Out of those two teams,
So
I would choose Vegas, to be honest.
but the thing is, if you're looking at it, with the Aaron Rodgers level to it, who he hasn't really been super great against, he's even pretty much.
Yeah.
The only real reason I see him going to Chicago, aside from them having a comparable team to make the playoffs, is the brand. That's about it. Like, Chicago is a top market, so I can see that.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree on that point.
All right, so some NFL news around the league. Niners sign Juice to
Kyle Juszczyk, 5 years, $27 million.
How do you feel about that, coming from a Niners fan's perspective?
I think I trust Kyle's assessment on how important that guy is to his offense. Because Lynch didn't make that decision.
No.
Kyle Shanahan runs that team. So they gave him. It's funny because I was listening to another podcast, Haberman and Melkoff, and they brought up this interesting point. Do you remember when the Niners originally signed Juszczyk and were like, 3 years, $20 million, that's so much for a fullback?
Yeah.
I don't think this is a crazy contract. I think he's worth it. I think he's worth he's so vital to the offense. It's just, he does so many things. He blocks, he catches, he can even play tight end,
Yeah.
I think that Kyle kept his guy, and he's a great locker room guy, So I trust Kyle Shanahan.
As do I, Dean, as do I.
And they got Verrett, right? Jason Verrett, the corner. They were able to sign him 1 year, $5.5 million, I believe.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I think that's great. I mean, they're filling in the question marks. The next thing is it Trent?
Trent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were talking about it earlier. The Kansas City Chiefs went out and, 5 years, $80 million for some guard, New England's guard?
Yep.
So they're really out of the running. Remember, it was the Colts, the Niners, and the Chiefs to go after Trent. So now it's really a two-dog race. So it's depending on the Niners or the Colts. I think the Colts can offer him a little bit more money, but, Trent has expressed that he really loves the Bay Area and he kind of wants to retire his twilight years with Kyle, going back to the Washington football team. They have a really good relationship.
Yeah.
There is California does have the highest taxes in the country compared to Indiana. They're probably not as high. I don't know how high they are. Probably not
he's going to get taxed more living here.
He's not going to make as much money, but I think he has expressed he loves the West Coast, and we'll see. It really depends on how much more the Colts offer than the Niners.
Yeah, and
because one last thing. Because he is the best left tackle in football, I think.
And unfortunately, it does cost more to live on the West Coast.
Well, California takes a lot of money out of your bank account from taxes.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. All right, we're gonna get away from the tax talk here, and I think we should move towards. We could talk a little bit about the Patriots. I don't want to get too into that, and then let's go NBA.
So they actually they had a couple signings today. They signed they signed Kendrick Bourne.
Yep.
The 3 years, $27 million. I thought that was a lot for Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah, it was.
I thought that was a lot of money. I was like, but you know what? Good for him. He scrapped. I think he went undrafted, right? Or maybe late rounder.
He wasn't. He didn't make a lot of money on the Niners.
I know.
Yeah.
So good for him. Again, it makes you question, what the hell are they doing at wide receiver? What are they doing? Right?
They obviously weren't listening to this podcast, and it just seems like Belichick's trying too hard to make the smart play of okay, Kendrick Bourne could be this, but in reality, you're paying $27 million for a guy who is unproven as a number one target.
He's a solid third receiver. I don't know how you pay a third receiver that, like, he's not even a second, is he?
I just don't see a world.
What do you think?
I don't think so. I don't see a world where Kendrick Bourne is turning our heads and he's like a fantasy guy,
Oh, yeah. And then listen to this, Brady. So I don't know if you saw this 3 hours ago. And they also got Nelson Aguilar for 2 years, $26 million.
They're taking the opposite of our advice here, Dean.
What are they doing? Like, we're going to get to it. They paid Jonnu Smith. Now, that is the one position, unless they're old, that he's willing to pay as a pass catcher.
Yeah.
He is Jonas. I don't know what his contract is. It's 4 years, 60 or 50 million. I don't know. It was a lot of money they paid him. He's a very, very good player. That's a huge loss to the Titans, and it's a huge gain for the Patriots. But you're literally siding him up. Jonnu Smith is just going to get totally targeted the whole time and double teamed. Double covered. Nelson Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne for what is that? $53 million between the two of them. You couldn't. I would rather have one great receiver instead of two. That's 2 threes. I mean, Nelson Aguilar has been a 2 kind of, but you're getting a wide receiver 2 and a wide receiver 3 for $53 million in total.
When you could have just gotten like Kenny Galladay.
Yes. I'm shocked.
I think Bell is just used to having the luxury of having Tom. I mean, dude, Tom on your team will elevate those kinds of guys. He doesn't have that right now.
Makes guys better than they are, than they actually
are. He's
going
to make he would make Nelson Aguilar look a lot better, but he's not on that team, and it comes with him going to practices and stuff like that. And I'm not going to get into that. I just don't think Cam Newton's going to elevate these guys. Cam needs a star receiver that he can really connect with.
That's what we were saying. Yeah. He,
it just seems like he's stuck in his old ways.
I can't believe they saved up all of that money. They got Cam on a great deal. I thought that was it is, Brady, as more I've done, it is $5 million base. He has to make the play. All of that other $9 million is all incentive. So it's basically a $5 million contract.
Yeah.
Because it's a win-win if they make the playoffs. So I can't believe these two. I would rather pay Cam Newton more than these two receivers.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Cam on a deal, so it balances out a little bit. But I don't know how. I don't mind the Jonnu Smith signing.
Yeah, I like that one.
He's worth all that money. Why don't you get Jonnu Smith and then a really great receiver, and then fill in with $3 million receivers? Why do you have to? Man, it's whatever.
We'll see.
They had a long run of winning. It's cool.
Hey, we'll see if Belichick makes us look like the fools, or if we have to go back to episode 9 here and bring back these points made in the upcoming season.
I'm gonna write this down because I will admit if I'm wrong. I can't believe they paid that much for those two guys. If he proves us wrong, I will mention it because he's the greatest coach ever. So.
Well, we'll see. Actually, if he doesn't win one without Tom, I think I might have to put Walsh over him.
Ooh, interesting. A debate for another day.
I'm being a homer right now. I'm just.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so we talked about that. That's about it for the Patriots.
Yeah, that's about it for the NFL.
It's a lot of signings, yeah.
If you're cool with that, I'd like to get into the NBA, and we could start with the recaps on the Warriors. Big win over the Utah Jazz after a big skid, and proving the haters wrong is Steph Curry on his birthday. What do you have to say about that game, Dean?
That was the best complete game I've seen them play in it's 2 years now because they were so terrible last year. I was amazed at how they've come out like with something to prove in the first quarter before and then just lost that like grit and anger. They came out mad. It was a totally I've never seen Wiggins like stare someone down he totally he did a layup, not on Donovan. It was someone else, but he did this and one, and he like kind of like gave a scowl, and I'm like, whoa, Wiggins is kind of like angry right now. It was great to see that emotion out of them, and it was like what we were talking to Riley about. Like he likes Oklahoma State because they were every run they countered. Well, in this game, shockingly, I was shocked. The Warriors' young players, especially the combination of Wiseman, Mannion, and Poole, they were able to hang in there, and with the Utah starters at times.
Yeah,
it was shocking to me. What did you think?
I was really impressed. Getting back to Wiggins, I thought that was one of his. I think that was the best game of the season.
I think it's the best game as a Warrior.
Yeah, I would go as far to say it was the best game as a Warrior. Yeah, it just shows what a big difference. I know he had a few bad games there going into the All-Star break and then after. It just shows what a big difference he can make when he's playing well defensively and shooting effectively from the field. Oubre wasn't as big of a factor, but it didn't matter because, like you said, great play from the bench and the young guys.
He was great defensively, though. He got like 3 or 4 steals.
Yeah, but I mean like offensively.
No,
we didn't need him as much offensively thanks to the play of the young guys.
Yeah, it almost that brings up a good point. I don't think he took that many shots.
No,
I think those
he was
other guys
focusing on defense.
Yeah, I don't think it was actually him shooting the ball poorly. I think Mannion. You're right. I think those guys were just moving the ball well and scoring. And
it worked out.
I like Oubre's mentality. He like knows how to fit. Like it's a lot better right now. I like it. He knows his role.
More and more, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. Hopefully, they might have to choose between him and Wiggins at the end of the season, but we'll see. One key takeaway, they also had like active hands the whole game. I don't remember the last time the Warriors got that many steals. That's how they were able to counter some of the Jazz's. They shot the 3-pointer well too, but they got a lot of fast break points and points off of turnovers. It was, I think, a top 10 games this year. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, man. Just going back to what you said earlier, it was their best complete game. We haven't seen them play that well yet, and I think it's a sign of things to come for this team that really hasn't experienced a lot together as this current group.
So you think Mannion and Poole are going to get more minutes?
I think they should. I know they're on 2 ways, so that complicates things.
Oh! I forgot to. So we've been off basketball for a while. So did you hear about the 2-way stuff they're going to implement?
No, what was it?
They're not going to cap the 2 ways a game on numbers of games because of COVID. They could keep them up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, which every team in the league obviously loves, right? You know,
yeah, man.
COVID.
Get those guys as much play time as they can get.
Yeah, I love it. I think that's like, you know, they're kind of hockey, you know, their hockey line. You know, Wiseman, Poole, and Mannion. They were great together, the 3 of them.
No, yeah, I love having the rookies play together.
The young ones.
The young ones. The
young ones.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't think I can really say anything else on it. It was just great seeing those guys play. Even Pascal had some good minutes.
I like that you know what you're going to get from him. He's good defensively, and that I'm super confident in his mid-range shot. When he shoots that mid-range, it's not to the point of Steph shooting a 3 where I think it's going to go in every time, but I'm very confident every time he takes a mid-range shot. It seems like he hits it more than half the time. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, man. I feel you on that. He hits that from the he hits that mid-range. I'm forgetting where it was, but same spot usually.
Yeah. So we could jump from the Dubs. That's all about it. Oh, well, happy birthday to Stephen Curry, you know, the one and only. So we'll jump. New news on the Lakers, though. Did you see the Anthony Davis news?
He's out for more weeks. It's starting to get a little scary.
Well, do you know what happened? So it says 4 now, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday, so they did the evaluation yesterday. it was supposed to be 2 weeks. In a matter of 24 hours, they switched it to another 2 weeks.
Can I tell you my thoughts on this?
Yes.
I think that they're hiding stuff.
It's kind of sus.
I think that it says right here it was an Achilles. I think that the news on Anthony Davis, and we're seeing LeBron play the most minutes he's ever played. I have a feeling Anthony Davis might not come back until maybe second round of playoffs.
You know what's interesting? You just sparked in. I have an epiphany. What if it's like he, like it happened to Richard Sherman and it happened to KD? What if like he didn't rip his Achilles, but he stretched it? And when you stretch it, it's just a matter of time before it rips, right?
Yeah.
You remember like Sherman? I remember him talking about that. And KD, they're like, you stretched out your Achilles. You remember that? And
yeah.
He just played through it. What if that's the situation he's in, where he stretched it, but once you stretch it, it can't go back, right?
Yeah.
Until you break it. That's what Richard Sherman said about it. What if that's the situation, and that's why they keep moving him back?
Dude,
that'd be interesting.
I've been sus about it the entire time. Laker Nation has been so confident all season long. I've seen some tweets. I don't know. I don't need to get into confident Laker fans, but most of them think that they're just locked into a two-peat.
I don't want Anthony Davis to tear his Achilles.
No, I'm not wishing that upon anyone.
That would be terrible. He's so young. That'd be terrible.
Yeah, dude. I'm not, and that's not where I'm getting at.
No. I'm just adding that.
Okay.
I don't mean to sound because I said it kind of excited. I didn't mean to sound excited. I'm really sussed. I hope he's all right because that's the vibe I'm getting. Like the KD where he stretched his Achilles.
Well, why else would LeBron play? The most minutes he's played in a long time. He knows.
Yeah,
he knows.
He knows something.
Yes, he does.
You're right. He knows something that we don't.
He's not going after another MVP. He cares about rings.
Yeah, which is now he's going after an MVP this year because he knows that the ring. I think he needs one as a Laker. I think that's kind of important to him.
You're right. You bring up a good point, but we know that rings mean so much more than MVP.
No, they do, but maybe, as you alluded to, he knows what's actually going on with Anthony Davis. And so he's just going all out for the MVP because he said there might not be a chance he gets the ring this year.
Why are they going after Andre Drummond? Why are they going after...
Well, that's if they sign these guys.
You know what I mean, though?
It's true.
If Anthony Davis were okay and he's coming back healthy and strong in 2 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever it is, why do they need the replacement? Why do they need to spend the money? Because I don't think he's going to come back.
I think we were both agreeing, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's more serious than we're led on to believe. And I think a lot of Laker Nation could be in shambles if the real news were to break.
I'm not trying to repeat myself. It's so the KD vibe where
it's eerie.
Adding another 2 weeks onto 2 weeks, that's what happened in that doctor's appointment. Like,
are we getting the truth, Dean?
No. But we shouldn't be told the truth about it. I don't think it just causes more problems, right?
But do you think that they're keeping the truth away so that, just so teams don't start getting the upper hand on them?
You know what I think it is? I think they're trying... So I think they're doing it so that people can't raise the asking price of Drummond. If Anthony Davis was out for the entire year, they'd be like, "Oh, you're more desperate, supply and demand."
Yeah,
they could up the price that Andre Drummond cost.
Yeah,
I think that's why they're doing it. That's a part of it. But
hey, so McCollum's coming back tomorrow night. He's missed over a month. Talk about how he means to that team and where you see the Portland Trailblazers going forward.
Dame's been putting up the team on his back. He's been playing great. I like the roster. To be honest, I don't trust Nurkic. I think, as we talked about last time, I think getting LaMarcus Aldridge would be a good insurance policy.
Yeah.
Even though he can't put up the same value that Nurkic can at his age, but I I love them if Nurkic doesn't get hurt, because McCollum was on a tear there, like one of the best tears of his career before he went down with that. What injury was it? It was a lower body or.
Yeah, it was.
I think it was a lower extremity injury.
Yeah.
But I love what I've seen from Dame. You know, they're with Clay and Steph hurt. Would you say they're the best backcourt when on the floor?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. So
unless you get in the Kyrie, James Harden talk, but I feel like 3-point shooting, yes.
Yeah. Oh, I would choose Kyrie and Harden probably. You're right.
Yeah.
3-point shooting, yeah. But I love what I've seen from Melo. Melo looks better this year than he did last year. So
yeah, man, just letting him.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Just letting him get used to that team, right?
He's so happy in his role. It's good to see. Like he's definitely at peace with his role and who he is. It's nice. Because I thought that was crap when he was getting run out of the league. I thought that was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was.
What else about that team? I think that Robert Covington was a great signing.
Same.
I've always thought he's a good player. He's a great 3-and-D guy. I think in the playoffs he'll be a huge factor.
Definitely.
He's a playoff. 3-and-D guys are the playoff. Guys. So
yeah, definitely.
I do think they should get some insurance for Nurkic, but I think they could be the 5 seed, right? Because I don't think they're going to pass the Suns. Lakers, Clippers, Jazz are way ahead. Yeah, they could. I don't know. Do you think they could challenge the Suns for the 4 seed?
Yeah, definitely.
With McCollum back.
That backcourt is more experienced together than Devin Booker and Chris Paul are. I know Chris Paul and Devin Booker and the Suns roster run deep, but they've definitely been peaking, and you got to wonder if they're peaking a little too early. I think Portland can hit their stride at the right time.
Yeah, you were alluding to that. I remember we were talking about that. It does seem. I hope they could keep the gas.
Yeah,
they have been hot, because it was like I was wrong. They've been hot still, or right after All-Star break. I thought they were going to cool off. They're still hot, but you can't stay hot for a whole season, even though they have a really deep team. But how much fun would a series be between the Suns and Portland? I think they match up super well.
Oh, that'd be great. I would love to see that.
Oh, that'd be great. Nurkic versus DeAndre Ayton in the backcourt matchup. That would be sick.
That'd be killer.
Like, Chris Paul, Devin Booker. I do think, though, man, Chris Paul gets hurt like every time he goes to the playoffs now. Like, it's a lot of wear and tear on his body, I feel like.
No, definitely.
But he has kind of moved a little bit more away from that isolation play as he was in Houston. But he is old now. What is he, 34, 35?
35.
35. That's old for a guard,
I think,
but
I could be wrong. I'm usually wrong on Chris Paul. I feel like he always is younger than
I think you're right. I think he's
35.
A couple years older.
Okay, I was right.
He's a couple years older than Steph. He's not just a year. Yeah.
Hey, so
but Chris Paul. I just want to say,
Yeah.
Chris Paul has added a whole new dynamic to that team. I was a little bit shaky on that signing. I don't know about you earlier, but man, they've been hot. So.
Well, I mean, what he did in OKC was, he's no slouch. So he's a game-changing player.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so we're getting near the 2-hour mark, first time in our show's history.
It was the bracket. It's special,
It is a special episode. I just wanted to end things really quickly. The Warriors are about to play. I know we're both going to get to start watching that, and we'll talk about it on the next podcast.
I think they're playing right now. Maybe.
Hasn't started yet. Who do you have? Warriors, Lakers. Just quick analysis.
I don't know. It's a lot of. I felt the Warriors played with a lot of adrenaline. I can't trust them. They're too up and down. But the Lakers have been really bad the last 10 games. I don't know. I think the Warriors could take them.
I think so too. I think they got momentum after beating.
I think the Warriors.
The Jazz.
Can we quickly look at the spread, or I'm just
The spread is
for fun.
The spread is, and 63% of bettors are on the Warriors tonight.
Wow.
+2 against the Lakers. So Lakers are favored to win by 2.
Okay, so you just take the Warriors money line.
I would do that.
So, people, that's our one bet for tonight: the Warriors money line.
But if you guys want to look at the March Madness at the beginning of the episode, there is a gold mine of upsets and picks that we think are moneymakers.
By the way, I would like to add our website is up and running, and it is in our Twitter, our YouTube, and our Instagram profiles. Right, Brady?
pstrpodcast.com. Check it out.
And if I will be uploading this video to our archive, which is where all of our past videos are on our website, and I will take screenshots of the bracket that we made to put next to the video just to clarify things. So if you guys want to see the bracket again, it will be on our website under, you just press the top right corner, the archive. So
I can also go ahead and share our bracket, the link to it.
Oh, that'd be great. You should do that. So
I'll
Twitter.
put it in the description.
Oh yeah, do it there. Yeah, great.
All right, well,
Man, stoked for March Madness.
Me too,
Stoked.
man. It'll be interesting to see how our bracket plays out.
Yeah, so by the way, everyone, we're probably, for the next 2 weeks, we're going to be a lot of NFL free agency and March Madness. So,
Taking a little NBA break here, but we'll talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, definitely. Some betting, obviously.
Yes, big bets coming up.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, if you're cool with ending it there, I think we covered a lot. And, yeah, great show, man.
Yeah, great show. Thank you for watching this long if you have. We really appreciate it.